everyone, it's Jillian from One Love Yoga here again, and I'm bringing you a practice today called Happy Healthy Hamstrings. So, as you can guess by the name of the class, it's all about our hamstrings. And a lot of us are very concerned with stretching our hamstrings and having flexible hamstrings, and that's a great thing. But as with all parts of our body, we want a balance between strength and flexibility. Our hamstrings are actually one of the easiest muscle groups that are torn or injured. So it's really important not to just force ourselves into all these intense stretches, but to balance the stretching with strengthening. So for this practice today, you will need one block. If you do not have a block, you could substitute a book. A small dumbbell would work, not too heavy, maybe no more than 3 pounds. And we will get started. So coming into child's pose, just to begin our practice, settling the hips to the heels, stretching the arms out long in front of you, and just taking a moment or two here to connect with your breath. Taking a gentle scan of your body and just noticing where feels tight or tense and starting to breathe into those spaces. On your next breath in, walk your hands back, coming into tabletop. Extend your right leg back behind you, come to the ball of the foot, and just start to shift the weight forward and back a little bit. Maybe even making some circles. And then lower your right knee down. Take the left leg behind you, come to the ball of the foot, and again start to pulse forward and back a little bit. And maybe again making those circles, just warming up the feet, the calves, the back of the legs. And then lowering your left knee down to the mat. Tuck your toes and find downward facing dog. Begin to slowly pedal the feet out a little bit from right to left. And then grounding your right heel as best you can, and it doesn't have to go all the way to the mat. Take the space between the big toe and the second toe around the back of the right Achilles and start to press down. You'll feel a deeper stretch in the back of the right leg. And then lower your left foot down beside your right. Set your knees down as you come into a tabletop. Take your block, your book, your dumbbell, even a rolled up towel would work, and take it behind your right leg. Get it as close to the crease of the knee as you can. Now squeeze the block, so we're starting to activate our hamstring muscle to strengthen it. Lift your knee up to hip height. Keep squeezing your block. It's normal to feel a little bit of a cramping sensation here, especially the first time that you do this exercise. And we're going to pulse the knee to the sky for 5. Squeeze the block as hard as you can for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and then lower your right knee down. Remove your block and come back to
downward facing dog. Pedal the feet out a little bit from right to left. And then anchor your left heel towards the ground. Take the space between the big toe, the second toe, around the left Achilles, and start to press the heel towards the ground. Make sure you're breathing deep, full breaths in and out of your nose. Now lower your right foot to the mat and set your knees down. Take your block and place it behind the left knee. Squeeze it really firmly and lift your left knee up to hip height. Squeeze again a little harder than you think you can and pulse up for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1, and lower your left knee down. Remove the block, place it to the side, and come back into your downward facing dog. Lift up onto the tiptoes and start to make your way to the top of your mat. Now when you arrive at the top, measure hip distance between the feet. So take both fists between the arches of your feet. Bend your knees a lot, so get your chest on your thighs. This is really important so that we don't overstretch the hamstrings or strain the lower back. Take your hands and wrap them behind your legs, crossing at the wrists. And then bring your hands through that gap between the legs and hold on to the front of your shins. So right hand to front of left shin, left hand to front of right shin. Relax your head and start to bend and straighten your legs a little bit here. So with this particular grip, we really can't separate the chest and the thighs. So we're folding from the crease of the hip, which is what we want whenever we're stretching the hamstrings. Now lift your sitting bones to the sky, relax your head, relax your neck, find a moderate stretch. So without force, without aggression, finding an edge. Now release your fingertips to the mat, toe heel your feet together, and roll your spine all the way up to stand. Find Tadasana, mountain pose, grounding into all 4 corners of the feet. Breathe in, lift the arms up for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, and bring your hands down to the mat. Lengthening your spine, halfway lift. As you exhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat. Lower the knee for a low lunge. So slide the right knee back as far as you can to stretch into the hip flexor. Left knee is directly over the left ankle. Breathing in, lift the arms up and overhead. And as you breathe out, bring your hands to the mat and find a half split. So pressing the left heel down, slide the shoulders away from the ears and fold. A lot of times I prefer a micro bend in the knee of the leg we're stretching, especially, rather than locking the joints. You'll find that you may be able to go a little bit deeper into the hamstrings, so you're actually working your muscles and not straining the joints. Now rebend your left knee. Step your left foot back to your high plank. Shift your weight forward and lower slowly to your belly. Take your block again. Place it behind the left knee. and squeeze the heel in. You can rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Press the top of the right foot down and lift your left knee away from the ground, squeezing the block as intensely as you can. Now lower your left knee down. Take your block, place it to the side. Lower your left foot, bring your hands by your chest. Inhaling breath for cobra. Push into the hands to get a little bit of a back bend, but keep your hips, your pelvis grounded. Now tuck your toes, press your hips back to your heels, and then straighten the legs coming into downward facing dog. Take an inhaling breath, lift your right leg high, bend your knee, open your hip, squeeze your heel in towards your butt, again activating the hamstring. Inhale, lift up onto the left tip toes. Exhale, press the left heel down. Inhale, lift to the toes. Exhale, lower the heel. One more time, lift to the toes, lower the heel, straighten your right leg, square your hips. Draw your knee to your nose for a cheetah pose. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Now step your right foot all the way up between your thumbs. High lunge, lift your arms. Good. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, find a runner's lunge, sweeping your arms to the back of the room. Hug the shoulder blades together. Take an inhaling breath. Lift your arms high. And as you exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Step your left foot forward and fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, fold, chest to thighs. Circle the sun, sweep the arms up overhead on the inhale. And exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Set your knee down. Inhaling breath, lift your arms up. And as you exhale, half split, hands to the mat. Straighten your right leg, keep a micro bend in the knee, and fold over your right leg. Now rebend your right knee, plant your palms, and step back to high plank. Shift forward, bend your elbows lower to the belly. This time take your block and place it behind your right knee. Squeeze the heel in towards your butt. Rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Now lift your right knee away from the ground. Now this isn't going to be a high lift. You want to keep both hip points grounded on the mat. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze for 3, for 2, for 1. Lower your right knee. Remove the block. Hands by your rib cage. Take an inhaling breath for your cobra pose. And as you exhale, tuck your toes, hips to heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Externally rotate the leg, bend the knee, and open the hip. Inhale, come onto the right tip toes. Exhale, lower the heel. 2 more times, breathing in. Exhale, press the heel down. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale, lower the heel. Straighten the left leg, square the hip points down. Draw the left knee to the nose, curl through the spine. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, look forward, step the left foot between the thumbs. Find your balance and inhale, lift the arms up for high lunge. Exhale, sweep the arms back, hug your torso over your left thigh, hug the shoulder. Inhaling breath, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat and step your right foot forward and fold Uttanasana. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, fold chest to thighs. Circle the sun, lift the arms, breath in. Exhale, fold, hands all the way to the earth. Lengthening the spine, inhale. Exhale, step the right leg back. Set the knee down, lift the arms. Take your hands this time behind your lower back. Interlace all 10 fingers and get a little bit of a lift in the chest. Reach your arms high, breathing in. Exhale, hands to the mat. Straighten your left leg, flex your toes. Again, remember, microband. Now you're going to turn your left toes out to the long edge of the mat, trying to get the toes to point to about 9 o'clock. You'll start to feel this in your IT band. Now from here, we're going to walk the hands to the left. Feeling maybe a little more intensity. Now slowly come back to center. Rebend your left knee, plant your palms, and step back to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. So one more time, bring the block or your prop behind your left knee. Squeeze it a lot. Rest your forehead on the back of your hands and lift the knee away from the ground. Squeeze. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Set the knee down. Remove the block. Bring your hands by your chest, lower your left foot. Inhaling breath for cobra pose. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips to heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Left knee, left tricep, come forward. Inhale, left leg lifts, knee to nose, and step through for a warrior 1. Anchor your back heel down and lift your arms up. Turn your right rib cage forward. Keep the left knee over the ankle and knit your ribs together. Good. Now straighten your left leg. Flex the toes. Sweep the arms back. Open the chest. Rebend the left knee and lift your arms for warrior 1. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Step your right foot in slightly and fold over your left leg. Rebend your left knee. Come to the ball of the right foot. Look forward on the inhale. And exhale, step your right foot beside your left and forward fold. Circle the arms up. Breath in. Exhale, fold forward. hands to the earth. Lengthen your spine, breathing in. Exhale, left foot steps to the back of the mat, and you set your left knee down. Inhale, low lunge, arms reach up. Exhale, hands interlace behind your back. Take the awkward thumb on top and find a little back bend. Inhaling breath, lift the arms high. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Straighten your right leg, flex your toes. Now turn your right toes out to the long edge of your mat, so they're pointing at about 3 o'clock. Stay here or walk your hands to the outside of your right leg. Now you can always use your prop here. This will help if you feel that the ground is just a little far away from you. Lift the ground up. Now slowly turn back to the front of your mat. Bend your right knee, plant your palms, and step back to a high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower to the belly. Take your block. This time, bring it behind your right knee. Last one like this. Squeeze the block intensely. Rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Engage your core. Push your hip points down and lift your knee away from the mat. Holding here for 5. Squeezing for 4, 3, 2, and lower on 1. Take your block, lower it down to the side. Bring your hands by your rib cage. Inhaling breath for cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips to heels, downward facing dog. The right leg lifts, breathing in. Right knee, right tricep, shift forward. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot steps between the thumbs. Warrior 1, anchor your left heel. Inhale, lift the arms up as you press strongly into the outer edge of the left foot. Turn your left rib cage forward. Keep the back of the neck long and breathe. Now straighten your right leg. Flex the toes. Sweep the arms back. Look up. Lift the heart. And now reband your right knee. Find your warrior 1. Breathing in. Exhale, hands frame the right foot. Step your left foot in slightly and fold over your right leg. Reband your right knee. Step your left foot forward and fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, chest to thighs. Circle the sun, lift the arms, inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Now take your block. You're going to take your block behind your left knee and balance. Now point the left knee down. Try not to go into too much of a back bend here. Bring your hands to your heart. Squeeze the heel to the butt and 5 little bends with the right leg for 4, for 3, 2, 1. Take the block. Set your left foot down. Set your block down. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, chair pose. Seated chair pose, arms sweep back. Interlace the fingers, straighten the legs, and fold. Remember, keeping that bend in the knees to ensure your chest rests on your thighs. Bring your hands to the mat. Lengthen your spine, breathing in. Exhale, step your right leg to the back of your mat. Left leg lifts, three-legged downward dog. Left knee, right tricep, twist. Inhale, left leg lifts and steps through for warrior two. Back foot is parallel to the back edge of your mat and your arms windmill open. Make sure the left knee is aligned over the center of the front foot, so your knee's not turning in. And again, you're pressing into the back edge of your right foot, lifting the inner arch. Flip your left palm. Breathe in for peaceful warrior. Triangle pose. Straighten your left leg. Press your left big toe down. Reach forward with your left hand. Lower your left hand to your mat, your block, your shin. Look up at the right hand only if it doesn't bother your neck. Otherwise, look straight ahead or down. Now see if you can press into the left big toe mound. Shorten the stance of your triangle if you can't. And again, the knees are micro bent. We're focusing on working the muscles, not putting any pressure or damaging our joints. Rebend your left knee. Peaceful warrior. Breathe in, reach back. Cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Come to the ball of the right foot. Setting up for standing splits. Walk your hands forward. Lift your right leg up. Now look back. So this is more of a warrior three alignment to start out with. All 5 toes on the right foot point down. Micro bend in the left knee. Now start to walk the hands back, bringing your torso towards your left thigh. Only then can you start to lift your right heel up. So this posture is not about how high you can get your right leg. It's about the standing leg. So focusing on sensation there. Three more breaths. Now rebend your left knee. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. Take a quarter turn to the right. Bend your right knee, Skandasana. Flex the left toes. Keep your hands down or lift them to prayer. Now rebend your left knee, lift your hips and transition, straightening the right leg and flexing the toes. Walk all 10 fingers and toes to the front of the mat. Step your left foot back, high plank. Shift the weight forward, this time bending the elbows just halfway for Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling breath, upward facing dog. Exhaling breath, downward facing dog. Inhale, look up at the thumbs. Bend the knees, step or hop. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, chest to thighs. Circle the sun, lift the arms, breathing in. Exhale, hands to heart. Taking our block again. And I know it's a little awkward, but we're taking it behind the right knee. This is also working our balance. So squeezing the block, pointing the knee down, bring your hands to your heart. Start to take those little pulses. Bend the left knee, straighten it for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Take the block, lower your right foot, set your block off to the side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees for chair pose. Keep the front hip points lifting up. Engage the core. The arms go back, seated chair pose. Switch the grip out as you interlace the fingers. Straighten the legs and fold, keeping your chest to your thighs. Bring your fingertips down to the mat, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Plant your palms, three-legged dog, right leg high. Right knee, left tricep, twist. Inhale, left leg lifts, and the right leg lifts, and the right foot steps through to the top of the mat. Warrior 2, anchor your back foot, right heel in line with the left arch, and open up the arms. Gaze out over your right fingertips and breathe. Flip your right palm up. Breathe in for a peaceful warrior. Now straighten your right leg, but keep a microband. Press your right big toe down as you hinge forward for Trikonasana, triangle pose. Left arm reaching high. Keep turning the right ribs up to the sky. Rebend your right knee. Find your peaceful warrior once again on the inhale. And then cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Pour the weight into the right foot. Fingertips forward. Find that supported warrior 3. Microband the right knee. Walk your fingers back, chest to your right thigh. And then start to press your left heel up. It'll feel like you're internally spiraling that left thigh bone to keep the leg in alignment. Holding here for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now slowly step your left foot to the back of your mat. Walk your fingers and toes to the left. Parallel your feet. This time lengthen your spine, look forward. And as you exhale, peace sign fingers to big toes. Hold the outer edges of your feet or your calves and bring the crown of the head down towards the ground. Now make sure that the weight is a little bit more into the balls of the feet here, then sinking into the heels. Bring your hands back to the mat, lengthen your spine. Now walk your fingers and toes all the way to the front of the mat. Bring your right foot back, high plank. Shift forward, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Now lower your knees down to the mat. Sit your hips to one side of your heels and bring your legs out in front of you. So this is my favorite way to do a Paschimottanasana forward fold variation. Again, folding from our hip creases, not overstretching our hamstrings or straining our lower back. So bringing the thighs in towards the chest. Take a hold of the outer edges of your feet. Your feet can be together or slightly apart. Now we're going to inch the feet forward. The important thing is that you maintain that chest to thigh connection. So once you lose that, you've gone a little too far. It doesn't matter how far you go, as long as you maintain the connection. Soften your jaw, relax your neck, and keep the shoulder blades sliding down the back. And we'll be here for a little bit, about a minute or so. So find that place where we're balancing effort and ease, so you'll feel the work, but it's not a place that you can't sustain. Now as we ease out of this forward fold, come out very, very slowly, walking your hands in, letting your head be the last thing that lifts. Find Dandasana, flex the feet, press the palms down, draw the shoulders back and the chest forward. And then scoot your hips forward a little if you need to. Straighten the legs again, reach the arms forward. Scoop your tailbone underneath you as you lower vertebrae by vertebrae down onto your back. Bring your arms by your side, bend your knees, place your feet on the mat. So for this particular bridge pose, we're focusing again on strengthening the hamstrings. So we're having the feet together, the knees together. Slide your heels in as close as you can to your butt and lift your hips away from the mat. Now come onto the balls of the feet, walk your toes in, squeeze your heels together, stay on the balls of the feet and pulse the hips down, lifting them up for 10, for 9, for 8. Squeeze the legs together for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now slowly lower your heels and lower your spine. Take a moment, arms wide, and windshield wiper your legs from left to right. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Let your knees kiss in towards each other. Now keep your knees where they are, or keep your left foot where it is. Take your right ankle to the outside of that left knee and start to draw the left knee towards the ground, the right knee towards the ground. Keep your gaze straight up or look over your left shoulder. Try to keep your shoulder blades grounded on the mat.
back to center. Place your right foot on the mat to the outer edge of the mat, so the right side. Left ankle to the outside of your right knee. Let those knees drift over to the left side of your mat. Look up or over your right shoulder. Now coming back to center, coming into your final Shavasana. Take your most comfortable space on your mat. Close your eyes. So everything in life requires balance between strength and flexibility, both in our physical body and our mind. Too much of one leaves us unbalanced. So as you rest here on your mat, let the physical practice be absorbed into your body, and try to stay here quietening your mind for the next 3 to 5 minutes. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.